And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. And Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup right next to Fisherman's Landing in San Diego right here. And we have a great guest this morning, Captain John Conniff from the Islander. We're going to be talking some big fish and some great fishing here on the first day of November. You stay tuned. This is Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network.
You've heard all about it. You know the anglers catching fish have it, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Hey, it's time for the 30-second Power Pro seminar. Here's the hot tip for those of us that like to fish with small reels for big fish. Fill your spools with Power Pro Max Quattro. It's 25% thinner than standard Power Pro. That means you're going to get more line on that small reel. Plus, you can fly line your bait more effectively. Here's another tip about Power Pro Max Quattro. Your casting distance will increase in addition to increasing your spool capacity. So downsize your tackle and use Power Pro Max Quattro. Check PowerPro.com for more information.
Get ready for the largest outdoor sale in our history. Saturday, November 7th, it's Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. Hi, this is Doug Kern, and we are pulling out all the stops on this one with discounts from 20 to 60% on hundreds of items. Just listen to this list of vendors: Accurate, Aftco, CalStar, Costa, Daiwa, Fishworks, Gamakatsu, Mustad, MC Swimbaits, Okuma, Olakai, Owner, P-Line, Phoenix, Power Pro, Salty Crew, Seagar, Seeker, United Composites, Shimano, and West Coast Marine. That's right, over 20 manufacturers reps, plenty of seminars by saltwater experts, and most of all, incredible deals on tackle. Closeouts we've never offered before at Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing. Backed by popular demand, the Shimano Trance Casting Contest. Show your surface iron casting skills. The winner gets a Trance 500 worth $500. It's our biggest sale of the year with hundreds of items discounted up to 60%. Plus, plenty of manufacturers' incentives to spice up the pot. We'll have a huge raffle and lots of fun for everyone, so don't miss it. Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing. Unbelievable pricing on tackle, clothing, and accessories. Saturday, November 7th. Check saltwatertackle.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup, man. Sometimes you have good timing with somebody and sometimes out. And to have John Conniff from the Islander right now with what's going on today is going to be a good show, dude.
And here's the crazy thing. Here we are in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup. We're watching the Islander back in. And after a day and a half trip, is that right, John?
Yeah, they're getting back from a day and a half.
Yeah,
it's funny. Pete's been driving the boat here for the last few
weeks.
Huh? I've been fishing lobster every day.
Mi tocayo.
Yeah, I'm going to have to extrapolate on what he's been doing.
Yeah, he got him this trip too, huh?
Yeah, they had really good fishing. I think they had a few of those smaller ones, but the majority of what they caught were 30 to 50 pounders with a few 90 pounders mixed in. Sounded like good anchor fishing pretty much most of the day, one anchor job.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice. All right, here you are in the middle of the ocean setting the anchor. That's pretty cool, huh?
area out there, that zone between Tanner and Cortez and everything outside of San Clemente Island is pretty amazing. It's a whole different country out there. It's really cool. A lot of structure, places to anchor. Yeah, and the fishing's been phenomenal. But it's unlike anywhere else we fish. There's so much life out there and structure and interesting things to see.
Yeah, I can't get over that. On the exact same anchor job, you could hook a 12-pound bluefin, a 70-pound bluefin, a 270-pound bluefin, or a yellowtail and a red. And all of those things are all at play at the exact same time.
Out of these two banks, and they're shallow, right? I mean, Cortez, of course, comes to the surface, right, with a rock.
Yeah, it does. Actually, and Tanner gets shallow too, 12, 13 fathoms.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
It's really shallow. I've talked about this before on Let's Talk Hookup. There's an amazing book called Ghost Wave, and it's kind of about surfing, but it's more about the Cortez Bank and the history of the Cortez Bank. It's fascinating history about this guy that tried to create an island called Abylonia out there, and it didn't work out, and it's an amazing book. Yeah, actually, this guy took this barge, and he was going to sink it on Cortez Bank and create his own island and his own, because it's so far offshore. He thought that he could pull this off. Well, due to weather and stuff like that, it didn't work out.
No,
needless
I would
to say.
imagine not.
But it's a fascinating story about how back, of course, all this is, who knows whether it's true or not, but the old Indians, it was actually an island back there, both of them, Tanner and Cortez, that came to the surface, and they eventually sunk, and they used to go out there in these dugout canoes and stuff like that. Really great story, Ghost Wave. Check it out. It has a lot of history out there. Yeah, it's amazing. But needless to say, we're glad they're out there, because they have been the focal point of bluefin tuna fishing and yellowtail, right?
Yeah, the yellowtail fishing's been fantastic. We've had some amazing days out there this year for yellowtail, and it's really, really good grade as well.
Yeah. Like, what's the grade?
It varies, but a couple of trips where we had great fishing, it was 15 up to 30 pounds. We had fish bigger than 30 pounds. They eat the surface iron really, really well, which is
how fun.
For those of us that fish offshore on 1.5 and 2 and 3 day trips, there's not a lot of opportunity for us, to go anchor up and yellowtail fish with surface iron and during the middle of the summer. So this place provided that quite a few times this year.
And this time of the year is when we get those beautiful flat, calm days, right?
Yeah. I mean, the weather, we had a few bumpy days this last week, and it looked like the forecast for the end of this week is going to be a little bit bumpy. Yeah. But we get this epic Santa Ana condition. I mean, fishing lobster here on the coast the last couple weeks, it has been flat. Every day. Grease calm, pretty much sun up to sundown every day. It's wild.
Gotta love that, man. Yeah. It's so fun.
So rad.
Yeah.
This is great.
So nice. And here we are, November 1st. So what's the schedule for the island? Are you going to keep running these 1.5 days?
Yeah, so we're doing basically 1.5 days, one after the other. This time of year, we're typically down at Guadalupe Island doing our 5-day cage diving trips.
And it's shark time, right?
Yeah, so because of the whole COVID thing down in Mexico, it's basically a bureaucratic mess as far as getting to that island. So we're putting that on hold, and we're just continuing with our fishing season. And fortunately, fishing's been fantastic.
Yeah. So.
It's almost like, it's obviously we love to hear the shark thing, but it's such a great opportunity for us because we don't normally get to ride a boat like the Islander, especially 1.5 days fishing. And, I've had you guys put this up on the schedule at the beginning of the summer. Everything would be sold out, but like week after week, there's, I know the boat sells out most of the time, but there's like shots and opportunities to go fishing on a legit long range, stateroom, beautiful boat that normally wouldn't exist this time of year.
Love the Islander, man. It's such a great platform. Of course, it's been one of the original long-range boats, and you guys have had it for how long? How long have you had it?
I think this is year 17.
17?
I've had it for a while, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that long. But
right.
It goes fast,
totally.
Right? So Guadalupe, I was my wife Lolly was asking me, I was like, well, how come they can't go do Guadalupe? How come they can't do their shark thing? How come they can't? Well, I said there is no logical explanation. I'm sorry, everything gets blamed on COVID, but there's really no logical explanation. What is going on down there?
And I may not answer this completely correctly, but the long and short of it is COVID. Like every country, Mexico went into a tailspin when that happened. A lot of the offices that deal with permits to go to that island all shut down, and the process of reopening has not been smooth for them. They operate down there like on a stoplight scale, red, orange, yellow, and as far as I can tell, until Baja California enters the yellow phase, they won't consider reopening some of these places. But
these are the offices that issue the permits.
Yeah, CONAMP.
Interesting.
Is the acronym.
So they're just basically closed.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Nobody answers the phone. Nobody's in the office. It's very, very tough to get clear answers as to why we can't get all of our permits processed and go there.
So in the meantime, they're losing millions of dollars in potential fees and such from anglers and shark divers and such like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's 12 boats, including ourselves, that dive with sharks down there.
12?
And it's very, very big business. I mean, we're talking tens of millions of dollars every year and thousands of people. Those guys' seasons already came and went. We go the latest because we're fishing for so long. But they're done, so we're basically the only boat left trying to get back out there. And I think we will in December.
Oh, you will?
We've got film trips out there, and it looks like we're going to be doing some Shark Week
Got some
stuff.
potential. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Of course, we've seen the Islander on Shark Week a lot, right?
Yeah, that's kind of become a yearly thing. We've got, I think, 3 shows that we're going to film in December.
Yeah.
As long as everything gets sorted out.
Those poor white sharks must be lonely out there.
Yeah.
Seeing all their friends. They're getting used to seeing all their friends every year, right?
I hope they're still there when we go out.
Like, where'd they go? Where are they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
It'll be, you know what, I guarantee that there have been boats, not from this fleet, but there have been, whether it's commercial or otherwise, that have snuck in down there. So I'm sure there's been some kind of presence. We are the observation arm of that island.
I'm sure. Yeah, no doubt.
And nobody else is going out there. So without us, whether it's long-range boats or dive boats being there, the door's been left open.
That's the thing that is just the worst, and it was the same thing with the Revillagigedos and things like that. I mean, the only watchdog was this fleet, and when there aren't honest people that are there appropriately, it just leaves the door open for somebody to go in there and fish illegally or whatever other scenario exists.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, in the meantime, anglers get the bonus because they get to fish on the Islander, which is a beautiful long-range boat, stateroom accommodations and such. Do you see Guadalupe coming back next year?
Yeah. I mean, I know the plan is for it to come back because there are some changes that they proposed, which leads me to believe that, everything will be back online next year. But in the meantime, it's been good for us because, we have a pretty truncated fishing season as far as offshore fishing goes, and the majority of that is chartered, so it's tough for us to have openings where we can get new people on the boat and meet new people, and that's what this fall has provided. So it's kind of a blessing. You know?
That's a much better way of saying what I was trying to say. Because, a lot of people don't get the opportunity to ride the island.
Right.
The boat's popular for a reason. It's always chartered, and it's just not often that open parties exist. And we just hear, at least in our side of things in the office at the tackle shop, we hear it time and time and again, like, oh my God, have you been on this boat? They do such a good job. We
do our Let's Talk Hookup Fastlane Kayaks mothership kayak trip every June with John, and every year I just look forward to it. It's just so much fun and such a pleasurable experience. Now, Pete is doing a lot of the trips because you're doing other things, and you're a great crew, right?
Yeah, we've got a lot of them are return. Most of them are, but we've got a fantastic young crew this year. And Pete, man, I think this is year 5 or 6, but this is the first year where he's actually started to run the boat, and he's doing a fantastic job. I mean, every trip I think that he's been on, he's made a great catch, and he's a real likable, hardworking guy, and he's the perfect guy to run the boat right now.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's in good hands, and I get to, I've been commercial fishing for lobster for a while now, so this is it's a big part of my year.
Sure.
And I wasn't able to do it last year because I didn't have, somebody that Pete was in college last year, but this year to have him be able to do that, and I can go do this other fishery, it's worked out great, and he's doing a great job.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Fantastic. Now, day and a half trips, are they booked through Fisherman's Landing?
Yeah, we're doing everything through Fisherman's Landing.
Right online, fishermanslanding.com to book those trips.
Yeah.
Trip tonight?
We have a trip tonight. It's going. I think there's at least 10 openings on it still.
Wow.
Trip tonight is going.
So potential for a light load there. How many are you taking?
We're taking 31.
31 people. Nice, light load. Yeah, that's plenty of room on the island.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And pretty much you're going to go out there, spend the day and the evening at the Cortez or Tanner Bank or somewhere in that general area?
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you the last time that boat made a left turn when we left the harbor. I think I can remember, at least for me, one day where we were fishing that yellowfin down the beach, but it's been... I mean, that's the place to go. That's why people are coming out to go fishing right now, is to catch this bluefin, not to catch, 4-pound yellowfin.
Chance of a lifetime, right?
Yeah. I mean, literally, the grade of fish, fish up to 400 pounds, it's unheard of.
Well,
crazy.
Well, here's the crazy thing, too, is it could be a 20-pounder or it could be a 400-pounder on the end of your line, right? And that's the cool thing about it. Is even the long-range boats on long trips are coming back to fish this fishery, because where else are you going to get this opportunity? And it's right here, and you can go on the island or on the day-and-a-half trip.
Yeah, the best place in 1,000 miles any direction to catch a giant tuna
pretty
is
unreal.
Right here.
Yeah.
Period.
It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. So now you do other trips on the Islander. I mentioned the kayak trips, right? You do a lot of kind of different stuff on the Islander, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's, we begin the season with those kayak mothership trips out to San Clemente Island, which...
So much fun.
They're really, really popular. No, we only do a few. We do a handful of them.
Yeah.
They're all 2.5-day charters, but year after year the same people come back and we enjoy doing them, so we'll continue to do that. Yeah, and then we fish for pretty much for the whole summer, and then transition into shark diving.
And you mentioned you're a lot of charters, so how do you get a charter on the Islander?
You can email us at info@islander-charters.com, or you can call our office at 619-224-4388.
And you have availabilities next season for charters?
Yeah, we actually have added quite a few new charters after this season. But yes, we've always got open spots and availability.
And what's your typical length of charters?
Anywhere from day and a half to 3.5.
Okay.
It's funny. I was listening to the spot the other day when I was fishing that, whatever it says, leaders in day and a half to 5-day trips. And we haven't done 5-day trips in quite a while because of the whole thing with Cedros and Bonitas and fishing at Guadalupe. So we
better update that spot then.
We did do,
we better make a Let's Talk Hook a 5-day charter and go catch a bunch of fish.
We did do a couple. We had a couple 6 days this year, but which we're happy to do. I mean, this year it actually worked out really well the way fishing lined up. But usually day and a half to 3.5 is the typical trip length these days.
So when you do a 3.5 day, how many actual days of fishing are you getting on a trip like that?
That is 3 full days.
3 full days.
Yeah.
Wow. So it'd be kind of like a day and a half plus 2 days, because you're coming in the 3.5 makes it so you're coming in the next morning, so you get the full day to fish, and then you come in the next morning. That makes for a nice, instead of like say a 3-day where depending on where you are, you're picking up and running during the day, right?
Yeah, I mean they both offer advantages. A 3-day, especially if you need to get out west so you can get in on a night bite or something, you've got that jump on it, or the way fishing's been, especially with that yellowfin down the beach, you can go out and catch 100 yellowfin on the day you leave the harbor. There's been a lot of that going on this year.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so there's advantages to both of them, for sure.
Definitely. Well, as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for you today. A lot to talk about with Captain John Conniff from the Islander, and great opportunity for you to get out on the Islander right now.
No doubt, especially with this great fishing going on right now. Lots to talk about, lots of fun, and if you want to join us, we want to hear from you. Give us a call this morning at 833-288-0973. Again, 833-288-0973. And boy, we're going to be talking all kinds of great fishing, all kinds of great information, and giving away a fantastic prize today. And really stoked and so appreciative to Captain John. Somebody's going to get to go fishing on a day and a half trip on the Islander. So all this great fishing we've already talked about, all what we're certainly going to be talking about for the next 2 hours. Somebody's going to get to go experience fishing on the Islander. Like you said, the beautiful accommodations, the great food, the great fishing, everything. Day and a half trip. Somebody's going at the end of the show today. In addition to that, you're also going to get the brand new 2021 Bill Varney CC CA calendar, a great new calendar. And
do you have it at Fisherman's Landing Tackle?
We have them, yeah.
Right.
We have them. They're selling as you can the best tide charts around, and a great calendar that everybody's stoked to get. So again, if you want to get through 833-288-0973, and don't forget the text option, a very popular addition to Let's Talk Hookup here. If you want to text the show, just download the Let's Talk Hookup app. It's totally free, super easy to use, and you'll see right on there as soon as you fire up the app, text the show, little button, click that, send your text right on. Make sure you include where it's from and who you are, and we'll make sure to read some of the fun text on the show today. So again, great show coming your way, 833-288-0973, and when we come back, we're taking those phone calls. Lots of great info coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network.
Are you looking for an ultimate fishing destination? Well, look no further than Queen Charlotte Safari's Lodge in British Columbia. This is Valerie Helpridge. There's so many reasons to join us on your next fishing adventure, but a few of the highlights in fishing with us is the protected, calm, pristine waters for quality Chinook salmon all season, May through September. After you get your limits of salmon, Queen Charlotte Safaris will take you in our comfortable covered heated jet boats to our halibut, lingcod, and rock fishing areas, also crabbing. And we have larger retention than Alaska. Our beautiful lodge overlooks Shingle Bay and Sunspit, and it's so easy to get to. You can fly from almost anywhere from the United States and Canada into Vancouver, then a short flight directly to Sunspit. Our trips are all-inclusive, full days of fishing, custom processing, fishing license, and all your gear is provided. Let our expert chefs pamper you with amazing meals. Our staff delivers wonderful hospitality, all in your Queen Charlotte Safaris package. So call me at 1-877-815-2892 or check us out online, qcsafaris.com. We look forward to seeing you there.
It's a fact of life in Southern California. Hard water. And if you have a pool, your tile shows it. Here comes San Diego Pool Tile Cleaning to the rescue. With their specialized equipment, SD Pool Tile Cleaning can safely remove the stubborn calcium deposits most pool owners struggle with. SD Pool Tile Cleaning can make your tile look bright and clean, almost like new again. High-pressure pool maintenance cleaning can damage grout, stone, and dislodged tiles. San Diego Pool Tile Cleaning uses a low-pressure media blasting technique to protect your pool surface from damage and yield fantastic results. So stop making excuses for your stained tiles on your pool. Make them look like new again with San Diego Pool Tile Cleaning. Check their website at sdpooltilecleaning.com and let their professional staff rejuvenate your pool tile. When it comes to professional swimming pool tile cleaning service, there's only one name you can trust: San Diego Pool Tile Cleaning. Check sdpooltilecleaning.com.
All of us at the American Angler family want to express appreciation to our regular passengers that fish with us year after year and to the new anglers that came out this last season. We realize how precious your vacation time is, and we are truly grateful that you have chosen to spend this time with us. It's important that your experience is memorable, from the moment you call the office to the time you step off the boat. Hi, I'm Lori. Call me at the office, 619-223-5414, or check us out at AmericanAnglerSportFishing.com. Come fishing with the American Angler family and make a memory.
Fifth Avenue Insurance has a new name. It's Snap Insurance, still providing anglers and boaters with the best in boat insurance and the lowest rates. The experts at Snap Insurance will make sure your boat and property are covered right. Traveling to Mexico? Snap has you covered. You can even work with your agent to wrap your home and auto with your boat policy to save even more. Call them for advice on your current boat policy or any of your insurance needs. Snap Insurance, 800-527-6617 or snapins.com. That's SNAPPINS.com.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
You know, the ranch is unique. It's one of the few places in the world where you can still drive ATVs up the beach. We have fishing from the beach. We have dive trips that we run to Pomo in a number of different spots. Kayaking, of course, has been real big. We were one of the first hotels to introduce kayaking. The ranch is small, you know, it's intimate, it's 34 rooms, so everyone gets to know everyone. The old saying, where everyone knows your name. Well, truly at Rancho Leonero, the employees do know pretty darn near all our guests' names. And what's even more interesting is most of the guests know each other's names. Very personal, very intimate, and a special, special environment. 2 miles of beachfront, mile on either side of the hotel. Rancho Leonero is really the last of the old-style Baja fishing resorts. 1-800-646-2252. 1-800-646-BAJA. and RanchoLeonero.com. I'll personally guarantee your best fishing experience and vacation at Rancho Leonero.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time this morning. Phones are packed up. Text is getting packed up too. It's going to be a busy morning, man. No doubt about it. John's such a great guy to have on the show.
John Conniff from the Islander, talking fishing, talking some fantastic stuff. Let's jump into the phones, Rick.
You got it, buddy. How about we start it off this morning with Harry? He's calling us from La Jolla this morning. Hi, Harry. Thanks for getting us started here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, gentlemen. John, I want to tell you, every spring I go with Pete and Ron on the Islander trip out to San Clemente, and I have to tell you, your crew, it's amazing how quickly they can get those kayaks into the water. I have a wonderful trip all the time, and I want you to pass along to your staff how much I appreciate what they do. Pete, last month, in the very beginning of the month, you were talking about lobster hoop fishing.
Yeah.
And the California law says that has been changed that the floats now need to have your go number on them. Mm-hmm. And anybody touching those nets have to have their number on them. That could be a little bit of a problem. And I figured there's a way around that. Go and get a very cheap Dymo printer. And what you could do is do the Dymo tape with each person's number. You put the tape on the floats, and when they're done, you can either peel it off or leave it on. But you can put a numerous number of tapes on there. And they come in different colors, so that's another thing you could do.
It's a great idea, Harry.
Yeah,
Be abiding by the law.
Be a lot cleaner looking than mine that just have Sharpie marks scribbled all over.
So I'm wondering, has anybody received a ticket? Like, I put my go number on my floats. Has anybody received a ticket for not having other go numbers on there?
I don't think so.
I mean, think it's kind of a,
just because, and I don't want to say this because certainly don't.
It could happen.
Exactly,
it's
for sure.
Law, yeah.
But I think that's one of those things that, like, the intention of that law contradicts itself in multiple ways. You know what I mean? Because, like, when we had Gil on, who was saying that your Go ID has to be on your net, but one guy can only have 5 nets, so. In theory, one guy would have his Go ID on 5, and then somebody else would have the other 5. You know what I mean? Like, I think that the idea of that law contradicts itself in other ways, And I just think as long as you're abiding by the law and you're doing things the right way, you're not taking shorts, you're not hooping where you're not supposed to, I think you're going to be just fine.
Yeah, I'm not a judge, I'm not a lawyer, but I would say if you went to court on that, and again, and the judge looks at this and goes, "We had your number on there, right?" It's like, okay, but the law says, you're supposed to have.
All 10 of my floats have my Go ID number,
same with mine.
Dallas's Go ID number, and Neil's Go ID number.
Okay.
All 10 of ours all have all 3 of those numbers on, which technically is not legal for what Gil was saying, because I am only allowed to have 5 hoop nets on the boat, and the boat is allowed 10. But I'm just saying that's how we did it, and so far so good.
Yeah, I mean, commercial fishing, what kind of markings do you have to have on your floats? Anything? Or?
Yeah, we have to have our ID number on the side, and then now starting this year, you need to have the letter P, which denotes lobster fishing, 4 inches, and then on 4 sides of the buoy.
Oh, really?
Huh. Yeah.
And that just designates that type of gear versus some other type of gear? Okay.
Yeah, if you see the same buoy, but it's got an X on it, that's for crab.
Got it.
Sheephead is Z. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know why they didn't pick L.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because it makes sense. That's why. Yeah. Hey, Harry, thanks a lot. Good question. I like that idea.
Totally.
Good idea. Hey, interesting question. Doug from Claremont wanted to know the name of the custom window guy that makes new windows for the boats. I know you have the same guy make the windows for the Islander that made my windows. He's fantastic, and I was just looking through my file trying to find his name. I have it on the boat. Mark Plastics.
Mark Plastics.
That's who it is. Yeah, he's
made
fantastic.
Our new ones, and he actually is the guy that put the ones on that he replaced 20-something years ago.
Yeah, so highly recommend that guy. He really does a fantastic job. So looking for new windows, Mark Plastics. Yeah, just look him up on the internet.
Good text.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump back on the phone.
You got it, man. Tom in University City's up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Hi, Tom. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for taking the call.
Yeah,
I have been on the Tribute quite a few times, and I've been on the Searcher, and I'm under the impression that the Islander kind of falls somewhere between those two boats and the lineage with staterooms like the Searcher. So I was wondering if John could just let us know where it fits into that lineage and how it compares to the Searcher.
Good question.
So, time-wise, the Islander was built in 1968, and I should know, but I don't know the dates of birth for the Searcher.
Searcher just celebrated their
Cape Polaris.
50th anniversary, so yeah.
Yeah, so about the same. Anyways, all three of them are Ditmars. The Islander and the Searcher holes are both double planked. The Tribute, I believe, is a single planked hole. Really similar boats, really similar holes. I know the Searcher was extended a little bit to make it longer. The Islander was originally built as the Red Rooster 2, and it was built as a long-range boat, so it's all stateroom accommodations. That hasn't changed a whole bunch. There's been some changes to the boat, but a lot of it is still real close to original. So it was designed as a long-range boat, and has some of those comforts built into it.
85 feet long,
85 feet long, yeah, 24 feet wide.
Super comfortable.
You guys just put a massive new bait tank on pretty recently,
Yeah, we put a big new bait tank
giant.
on. Yeah, we've got a slammer RSW fish hold. We've tried to. I worked on long range boats for a while, so we've tried to model our trip basically after a trip like that and run it similarly.
And you're all stateroom accommodations.
It's all stateroom
all
accommodations.
Yeah.
And
sinks
Ditmars are great boats too. Yeah, they're all sinks with air conditioning. Yeah. And those Ditmars are. As far as a plank boat and old sport fishers up and down this coast, they're as good as they get. They're really, really well built. They ride well. They
Super
last.
Good riding.
Yeah. Good fishing boats.
Love the boat. It fishes fantastic for sure. Yeah, indeed. So try it out. I think you'll be.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think you'll really enjoy it. Yeah, a lot. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. You have a text?
Yeah,
Rick?
we got a cool one that came through. This one from Robert, who's texting us from out in Simi Valley. Wants to know, does the Islander allow for guys to request specific bunks, or is it first come, first serve?
No, you can request. I believe the policy at the landing is when you put your deposit down, you can request at that point any stateroom that you want.
And you now, I believe at islander-charters.com, which you can link through the Let's Talk Hookup website, you have a stateroom format there on the website. Yeah,
there is a layout.
You can kind of take a look at the layout of the staterooms and pick what you want.
Exactly.
If not, I know that there's one at the landing office too. Those guys have like a chart, that shows where all the staterooms are and things like that. And same deal like on those 1.5-day trips. When you put down when you put the money down, then that's at that point when you can reserve where you want to stay. If not, it's one of those things. Islander, like, there isn't a bad spot to stay. It's all staterooms. They're all very comfortable. But if you've got a particular spot or whatever, you can, once you put your money down at that point, you can reserve your spot.
Perfect. Fishermanslanding.com. Just call the guys in the office and they'll take care of you. Yeah, indeed. Let's go to, what do we have here? We have our buddy John Ireland ready to go from Rancho Leonero. Buenos dias, John.
Hey, John.
Good morning, Pete. Hi, Rick. Everything's good down here.
Fantastic. Oh, man.
It's, it really cooled down. Gosh, the weather changed. We got that Santa Ana midweek. A couple of days it blew pretty good, and then it calmed right down. Wednesday and Thursday it blew. But it really, really cooled it down. It's not summer anymore. It's definitely fall weather. Mornings are low 70s, and it gets up maybe in the low 80s. It's really nice right now. Very, very nice weather. Water's still warm, 84, 85 degrees too. So it's cleared up and clean. We sent out just a few boats since the blow, and they've been knocking the Dorado dead. A lot of Dorado outside. In fact, prior to the early in the week as well, it was very, very good Dorado fishing. Everybody was living on the Dorado. 5 to 15 pounders. We're getting a lot of good bait, and just like last week when you guys were down, a lot of sardine everywhere. Sardine is definitely plentiful. So a lot of chumming going on, and they're picking up the Dorado up. Are very spread. They right in front of the hotel. They caught a whole bunch of them yesterday. Not a mile and a half off. So they are spread. There's a lot of Dorado around. Good bill fishing as well. A lot of sailfish for whatever reason. More sails than anything. It's like, I think we had like 10 sails and just a couple striped marlin. But they're on the bump off of La Rivera, so we got a good billfish bite as well. That's going on. Yellowfin were much slower this week for whatever reason, or in the last couple days. There were a couple fish taken, and they were 30 to 40 pounders. Decent fish, but haven't been the numbers that we had last week, so I expect that to pick up. Still pretty good fishing, and really, the weather's really changed down here. It's nice. It's
such a nice escape, John, just to get down there and enjoy beautiful southern Baja and great weather and still some great fish. I can't believe the water's still so warm. That's crazy. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's 84, 85. It maybe lost a degree over the course of the week.
It's November.
So it's holding the fish. And, there's just loads of bait out there. Gosh, you look at the meter, and it's just unbelievable how much bait there is across the bay. So it's holding the fish. They're little picky biters because there's so much bait. But, gosh, there's loads around. A lot of game fish around, too. So I expect the rest of November to be a good month, you guys.
All right. Let's get down there to Rancho Leonero. You have space available, John?
Yeah, we sure do. Through the month of November. Yeah, come on down. Enjoy it.
And so you're closing December 1st, right?
Well, actually, yeah. We close the kitchen. We keep the rooms. We have a bar menu, and we keep the bar open. And then the top 12 rooms we keep open. Oh, okay. But we don't push the fishing real hard. We have the 2 big boats in the marina, so people do want to fish. And we got a lot of local walk-ins and stuff. But like I said, during those 3 months, December, January, and February, we don't push the fishing real hard.
Yeah, but in full operation till November 30th. So get on down to Rancho Leonero. If we want to get down there, how do we get a hold of you, John?
Thanks, Pedro. It's 800-646-2252 or rancholeonero.com.
All right. Fantastic. You want to go, Rick?
I'm down. I'm down to go right. I'm down to go right this second. I miss going to the ranch.
We all do, right?
I miss going to the ranch so much.
Yeah, for sure. All right, John. Well, thanks a lot. We appreciate that. We'll talk to you next Sunday.
See you, John.
You sure will, gentlemen. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
All right. Very good. Hey, I want to be sure to check out this week's edition of Western Outdoor News, always loaded with great information. Guess what they have in there? Bluefin tuna pictures. Lots of them. Lots of good ones. Big ones, too.
Yeah,
it's
so cool.
Lots of kids, too, getting their personal bests. And, of course, waterfowl season's going on and some great stuff. So a lot of good stuff. Check it out. This week's edition of Western Outdoor News. Let's go ahead and jump back in the phone.
You got it, buddy. How about this time we talk to Don? Don's calling us from Woodland Hills this morning. What's up, Don? Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Thanks for taking my call, and happy first day of November.
Yeah. Thanks, Don.
Hey, Rick, I have a tackle question for you. It's actually a rod question. Right. I've got a cousin's rod with a rubber gimbal on it, and it's cracking. What's the best way to get that repaired?
It's a super easy one. Just bring it in to any good shop that does rod repair. We would certainly be happy to take care of it for you. And it's just a rubber gimbal that's cracking. You're just gonna remove it and slap a new one on there. A little bit of heat will usually allow that to soften up enough to get it off. And then there's probably going to be some leftover epoxy that we would remove. Build up a bushing with some masking tape. Fit it right, epoxy a new one on there, and slap it back on. It's a very easy repair. It takes a couple of days, just for the sake of the epoxy to cure. If you were in a hurry and wanted to do it yourself, it's a very easy home project. Get a heat gun to get the old one softened up and get it off, and you could even reapply it with some 5-minute epoxy if you wanted to. The gimbals themselves are relatively inexpensive. A new rubber gimbal is going to run you $5 or $6. An aluminum one, 10 or 15. And but yeah, drop it off anytime. We'd be happy to take care of it, as I'm sure any good quality tackle store in your neighborhood could do the same.
So 5-minute epoxy has replaced all the kind of the stuff you used to light and candle and stuff like that?
You don't ever want to do the light and candle on something like a gimbal, because a gimbal, you do that with a rod tip because rod tips break all the time, and you want them relatively easy to remove and throw a new one on there. Okay. A gimbal, you want to be very solid because that's locking the rod back and forth. So really, you want a good, slow cure, 24-hour epoxy. But I was just saying, if you got a trip going tomorrow, you could get the job done done with some 5-minute epoxy at a home repair. But yeah.
So you don't want to use 5-minute epoxy to put a rod tip on?
No, just because it's on for
there,
good, and you're not going to be able
and
to
if you
remove
break it, then
exactly. Rod tips break. We throw them in the car. They bang they bang whatever. So you want hot glue style to hold a rod tip on, just because that thing's going to bust an insert at some point, and you want it easy to remove. But a gimbal should be pretty solid.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning. Great text from Josh from Menifee. And since we have John here, maybe he kind of knows the answer because it kind of lives a lobster a lot. Can you clarify the legality of consuming lobster on the water while hooping? I've heard from many people that saying that it's illegal to do so, but I've researched DFW regulations and it did not find anything. Any idea on that, John? Like if you catch one, can you cook it up on the boat?
I know, like with fish, you can do that, but you literally, and I've been boarded and had this discussion before. You literally, the stove has to be on and the pan has to be out if you're going to fillet that fish.
Yeah.
If you fillet it and throw it in the fridge to cook it in an hour, you can be cited for that. As far as lobster goes, I would imagine, as long as you filled out your card, if you were sitting there on your boat and you caught your limit and then ate them and then caught another limit, that wouldn't work out too well. But to be honest, I'm not sure if you can.
Probably be a question for the DFW. But I would think if you tail it and keep the head until you finish consuming it, just to show that it was a legal lobster, I don't see how they could argue that.
I think the only challenge would be is if they thought you ate your limit and then went out on the back deck and caught another limit.
But indeed, I think the idea of filling out the lobster card, then you're kind of legal there. So, but again, would be a question for one of the wardens if they ever stop you.
My word for it.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Totally,
though, right?
It's the funnest part of doing the trip like that.
Yeah, if you're over at the island or something like that, you catch some, you cook them up.
Yeah,
heck yeah,
totally.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I know I've been over there to Catalina with Brandon Hayward, and we've caught lobster, and then we go into Avalon, and then we take them into the lobster trap, and they cook them up.
That's
with us.
the single best,
and that's legal.
Totally.
Yeah. Take them in live and stuff like that. So, all right.
Well, hey, I got a fun text too. This one was from Cliff in Blossom Valley, and it says, "We love the Islander for 4 reasons. 1, you get your own bedroom. 2, meals are included. 3, it's a great place to ride upstairs with padded seats. And 4, they hire very nice and clean-cut deckhands. Plus, Captain Peter is awesome. We had our trip of a lifetime a week ago. I've been many times and can't wait to go in the future." So
cool.
You got a fan in Cliff.
That is awesome. Thank you, Cliff.
Yeah. And the galley, we got your chef is great.
So good.
Yeah.
He does a great job, man. We've always done our best to try and put out really, really good food and to just include everything. You know, it's so much nicer when you can just pay one price, in my opinion, and everything's included. You
Absolutely.
don't have to take
I agree with that.
Yeah. So your day and a half trips are all inclusive?
Yeah. The only thing we don't include is alcohol.
Alcohol, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But
you might that might be a loser with some people if you include alcohol.
Yeah, it could go. It might not work out too good.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go and jump back in the phone.
You got it, buddy. Tim in San Diego is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. What's up, Tim?
Morning, guys. In about a month, the first weekend in December, I'm fortunate enough to take a trip down to Cabo San Lucas with one of my good friends from high school, Jonathan. He's actually listening out in South Carolina via the internet. And we were wondering if you guys had a certain captain down there that we should hook up with, A, and then B, what type of fish should we be looking for? Because we know it's not really the on season for down there.
John, any ideas on that?
Captain-wise, I'm not sure. I don't have anybody down in Cabo San Lucas. As far as the fishing, when did you say you were going down there?
December
3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think they still have good yellowfin tuna fishing out of Cabo San Lucas that time of year.
Down the ridge and everything like that. Yeah.
Striped marlin.
Totally striped
marlin's insane, yeah. I know Paula Poor's down there right now, and they're getting them.
Yeah, that's a good time for for
and there's some wahoo around, too.
Totally. I mean, you'll catch the compliment if, like John was just saying, it's 84 degrees still, right now in November. I mean, it's still warm water and good fishing. And although I don't have anybody particular, we've done a lot with that Pisces fleet in just ease of booking. Now, and I don't necessarily mean that in, they're any better than anybody else, but when you call to book a trip, it's a United States phone number. It's very easy English, no language barrier, something like that. So we've done that a couple times and had no issues.
They do a great job.
They do.
At
They're
Pisces.
they're just really good, easy people to work with.
Yeah, and then of course Cast Tours.
Totally.
The girls and Richard Castaneda at Cast Tours have all the right connections, whether it be in San Jose or in Cabo San Lucas.
That's a good point. Yeah, you're right.
They have all the guys, and they can find you the right. I think they use Pisces a lot too, but it's better off to book through Cast Tours because they'll send you to the right place at the right time. So give them a call, and they'll set you up with the right people. You don't want to go down there and not have something booked up because it's the old story, hey, come fishing with me on my boat. He shows you a boat, and then the next day, like a different boat comes over. It's like, well, the other one broke, so yeah, don't want to do that.
I think that scenario is probably played out a time or two.
Yeah.
Have a great trip, man. Appreciate it. Phone call very much. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more great information. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network.
Are you looking for an ultimate fishing destination? Well, look no further than Queen Charlotte Safari's Lodge in British Columbia. This is Valerie Helpridge. There's so many reasons to join us on your next fishing adventure, but a few of the highlights in fishing with us is the protected, calm, pristine waters for quality Chinook salmon all season, May through September. After you get your limits of salmon, Queen Charlotte Safaris will take you in our comfortable covered heated jet boat to our halibut, lingcod, and rock fishing areas, also crabbing. And we have larger retention than Alaska. Our beautiful lodge overlooks Shingle Bay and Sunspit, and it's so easy to get to. You fly from almost anywhere from the United States and Canada into Vancouver, then a short flight directly to Sunspit. Our trips are all-inclusive, full days of fishing, custom processing, fishing license, and all your gear is provided. Let our expert chefs pamper you with amazing meals. Our staff delivers wonderful hospitality, all in your Queen Charlotte Safaris package. So call me at 1-877-815-2892 or check us out online, qcsafaris.com. We look forward to seeing you there.
If you're into saltwater fishing, listen to this. Saturday, November 7th, it's Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. Hi, this is Doug Kern. We are pulling out all the stops on this one with discounts from 20 to 60% off on hundreds of items. Over 20 manufacturers reps like Shimano and Power Pro. Plenty of seminars by saltwater experts, a giant raffle, and most of all, incredible deals on tackle. Check out all the Shimano and Power Pro product we have and talk to the Shimano and Power Pro guys about the best Shimano rod and reel for your trip. Backed by popular demand, the Shimano Trance Casting Contest. Cast the Shimano Trance 500 and the Terramar 90H rod and show your surface iron casting skills. The winner gets a Trance 500 worth $500. It's our biggest sale of the year with hundreds of items discounted up to 60%. Plus, plenty of manufacturers' incentives from Shimano and Power Pro to spice up the pot. There will also be a huge raffle and lots of fun for everyone. So don't miss it. Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing. Unbelievable pricing on tackle, clothing, and accessories. Saturday, November 7th. Check saltwatertackle.com.
One of the dream trips for most anglers is Alaska. There are so many lodges. How do you make a choice? It's easy. Choose the one most Let's Talk Hookup listeners return to time after time. Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. No one does it better than Kingfisher Charters. They offer the best service, the most comfortable accommodations, fantastic food, and the finest charter captains in Sitka. All for the ultimate value. One visit and you will understand why nobody beats Kingfisher Charters. Sitka is famous for some of the best runs of salmon in Alaska. And if giant Alaskan halibut is your target, the expert captains at Kingfisher Charters know the hot spots and can put you on a fish of a lifetime. Plenty of rockfish and huge lingcod are there too. And when it comes to fish processing, the best in Alaska is Kingfisher Charters. It's all included in your package. In fact, everything is included except tips. It is truly amazing how the Kingfisher crew continues the quality of service they deliver year after year. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-7927. 877-6136 or check KingfisherCharters.com.
Dana Landing in Mission Bay is truly the one-stop shop for a great day on the water. This is Chelsea. Come see me and our expert fishing staff for just about anything you need for a great day of on-the-water fun. Looking for a fishing charter? Dana Landing has you covered with the Blackjack, perfect for up to 4 anglers, or the Impulse with up to 6. Dana Landing has a huge selection with everything you need to catch small bay bass or giant tuna. We will be sure to set you up with the right gear. We even offer reel repair and Mexican and California fishing licenses. Don't forget the amazing deli at Dana Landing with all the food, ice, and beverages you need to complete your day. Need freshwater tackle? Head to East County Bait and Tackle with all the finest rods and reels, the hottest freshwater lures, and live bait. ECBT has an amazing staff who love to share their passion for fishing. East County Bait and Tackle is located at the end of the 67 freeway on Main Street in Lakeside, and Dana Landing is next to the Dana Launch Ramp on San Diego's Mission Bay. Check out danalanding.com for more details.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup, man. Having a great time here this morning, talking fishing, having a good time doing it. And speaking of fishing, it's time to find out what's biting out there. It is time for our catch report, which today is sponsored by the Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Not only do they offer the best processing for your fish when your trip returns to the San Diego landings, as well as your private boat catch, but now with Fish Pros, the market, you can purchase fresh fish. They sell that killer smoked and jerkied fish, their spices, rubs, smoked cheese, their famous tuna burger, and that amazing poke kit. It's all available at their convenient Liberty Station location or order online at fishermansprocessing.com.
I had that pokey with that bluefin tuna that Ron Lane gave me I had the pokey mix for breakfast yesterday.
Dude.
So I'm going to have it for breakfast this morning, I think. It's so good. It's so easy.
That was the best thing that they ever made.
Yeah.
So if you're not, obviously we've talked about it a bunch on here, but it's literally
Have you tried that, John?
I have not.
Man. You like pokey?
Yeah.
Oh, Sean is just...
They killed it. It's a small bag of all the dry ingredients that you would want in like a really high-end poke, and a small bottle of a mix of all of the appropriate wet ingredients that you would normally put in there. Everything's appropriately measured. You literally cut your fish up into like dice-sized cubes, throw it in a bowl, put in the appropriate amount of the dry seasoning, the appropriate amount of the wet, and you mix it up, and that's it. I mean, it's 2-second killer restaurant quality poke. It's so good.
It is good.
They did a really nice job with that. Yeah.
Sean's bet he's already run through the first batch. He had to reorder.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
it's a full home run. That was a great call.
Stuff. Hey, let's talk to Captain Brian Willie from Dana War Sport Fishing. We make you hungry there this morning?
What's up, Willie?
I could go for some pokey.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hey, we had another good week up here. Just clicking through the days. We half-day scene up here. Still some good bass action to be had along the kelp that's still growing up here over the hard bottom. Some real nice quality sheephead. The guys bringing the shrimp for bait have caught some real nice sheephead in and around all that lobster gear that's soaking. But bass standard on the live bait and a little bit on the artificial stuff. We have had some really good bonito fishing this week too. Some real nice stuff, 4 to 7 pounds. There's been some real big schools of this stuff in our zone. So both the half-day trips and the 3/4-day trips have been tapping into it. It's kind of been like troll stops to, catching your bait fish, or some real nice sonar marks. That's been getting the boat stopped on that. Live bait was best for that, but, that versatile Colt Sniper, 80-gram Colt Sniper, deadly on those bonita. And I'll tell you what, talking about that pokey, if you bleed an ice that bonito, that stuff's really good.
Really,
for no doubt.
Good pokey.
Good call.
Phenomenal. So rockfish out in the deeper water this week. It was a little bit more challenging with the moon. A lot of bait kind of moved in and was moving around, and that in turn moved the fish off the hard bottom. So it was just kind of I had to hunt it down, had to work out a little bit more this week, find the hard bottom areas that had that fish living on it that weren't already stuffed with sardine and anchovy. Over at the islands, Catalina Island, still bonito all over the place. That stuff's biting along the front with some nice shots of fish there. A little bit of yellowtail mixed in it. That's smaller stuff, 5 to 8 pound fish. And then if you can get on the right deep rock in the right zones with the right condition, there's still some nice 20 to 25 pound yellowtail to be caught over there. And then over at Clemente, the Fury, he's had some great mixed bag fishing over there, both with the bass, the bonito, and the bottom fish. Some nice shots at the yellowtail with the right conditions there. That fish over there has been the 20 to 25 pound stuff. Some days that yellowtail's been biting better on the live bait, and then other days it's been eating the heavy jig, yo-yo style fishing. So he's had some good shots at that. Their last trip there, Wednesday they had 31 yellows. I think yesterday they had 35 of that fish kind of in the mix, and they've also had some good bluefin action. They got back from a 2-day trip. I think they got home from that Friday. They had some nice shot at that bigger fish. They had 12 bluefin. Their biggest was 180, and then they had a nice, mix of that other fish, 100-plus pound stuff. So kind of like you guys were talking about yesterday, you can be on the anchor catching that 180-pound fish, and the next fish hooks a 30-pounder. So just good mixed stuff. So that's kind of what we have going on here. Halibut Derby, too. Gosh, I totally forgot about that. Those guys are out this morning on the first drift trip. So we'll have a report hopefully next week. They're out this morning, 25 guys trying to get the first blood there on this halibut drift. So we'll see how that shakes out for them today. Beautiful conditions. We've had just the right amount of current, some baits in the right areas too, so I think they might juggle up a few fish, and we'll see a couple names on that leaderboard.
I like to hear it, Willie. That's awesome, man. Well, sounds like some great fishing all the way across the board to Dana Wharf, from the cods to the bass to sheep's head and halibut and tunas. If somebody wants to jump on the boat, go fishing with you this week, what's the best way to do it, Brian?
Cool. Call, make those reservations for sure. Our number here, 949-496-5794. You can check us out at danawharf.com, or you can link us right there on the Let's Talk Hookup website and book online from there.
Right on. Great report as always, buddy. We sure appreciate it, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week.
All right, guys. Thanks for the time. See ya.
Thanks, Willie.
Great. Thanks, Willie. While we're waiting for Gundy Gunderson, our surf guru, a great text question this morning from Manny in Downey, and he says he's booked on the Islander for tonight. And the question is for John. He has some bluefin setups with 80 and 65-pound braid and recommended mono top shots. What size fluoro leader, and what about kite fishing? And he says looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, I'll bet he is.
Yeah, so on these trips right now, I would show up. I mean, you want a pretty wide spectrum of tackle. I would have anything from 25 all the way up to 80-pound in my arsenal. I would have my 80-pound set up with that flat fall deal for that nighttime fishing. There's been some phenomenal fishing in the dark, and a lot of those big ones are hooked in the dark. So I would have my my biggest setup with 80 or even 100-pound on it. I'd have that with the flat fall on it, and then 25, 40, and 50 are all good go-to tackle sizes for that anchor fishing, for fish anywhere from 30 pounds up to 80 or 100 pounds. I mean, with the way it's been, you don't always get a choice as to what you hook. Your guy next to you is catching a 30-pounder, and you get a bite, and it's a 100-pounder. So you got to kind of pick your setup for the conditions,
Fish heavy.
Yeah.
Be safe and fish heavy.
Fish as heavy as you can. As heavy a line as you can get, and get a sardine or a bait on their pin and get it swimming effectively. I would go as heavy as you can get.
Sure, you can get bit if you drop down to 20-pound test or 25, but what if, right?
Yeah, we've seen that a lot this year.
Oh, man.
When it's not always easy to get a bite when you're bluefin fishing, especially on the anchor. And guys start dropping down, and then they get a bite, and then 99.99% of the time they don't catch the fish. So I would stick with a little bit heavier line. Kite.
Yeah.
So kite. We definitely fly the kite. I don't know what they had on the kite this last trip, but I know that that's something that's out basically every time that we're stopped and drifting or on the anchor. The way that we do that, I think like a lot of boats, if we get a bite, we pull a number out of a hat, and that's how we do it. The kite has entered all kind of new challenges into our fishery, especially for those of us that are doing, open party trips like this where we're taking 31 people. It's real tough to say, okay, we're going to go out and the focus of this trip is going to be kite fishing, because, even on a fantastic day of kite fishing, there's a good chance that, 50% of the boat is never going to get to pull on a fish.
A fantastic day is 5.
Yeah,
that leaves
because they're big ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, do they need to bring their own kite rod, or do you have them on the boat?
We've got all that stuff provided. Our approach to this is, hey, we're going to go out and we're going to do our best to get everybody on fish here and give everybody the opportunity to catch a fish. But in doing that, the kite typically is out. We've got all the tackle for that. If somebody, mainly because when we catch a fish, you're getting a number pulled out of a hat. So it's not like we have a lineup where, hey, number 5, bring your kite rod on up. So we have that stuff. It's all good gear. It's heavy gear. The guys are very good at getting it all rigged up and set up. So, yeah, as far as the kite goes, just show up ready to possibly pull on a really, really big fish. If you
How
get your
cool
number
is that?
called.
So cool.
Awesome. Hey, have a great trip on the Islander tonight. And if you want to go, John said there's still spots available. Fishermanslanding.com. Book the trip or just give them a call.
Yeah.
619-221-8500 and book a spot on the. You will not. What time does the trip leave?
The boat leaves at 8. The guys are going out to get bait early, and they do that every single time.
Nice.
So we get out of here at 8.
So you're baited and gone.
Yeah, and the last couple trips, they've had a shot before the sun came up. They get it. You buy yourself another couple hours by getting bait early, and they've had good shots at good grade fish just with the last couple hours of dark before the sun comes up.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We'll continue on with our catch report. Lots of great info. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network.
If you're looking for a high-quality cocktail that's also easy to enjoy on your next fishing trip, check out Cutwater Spirits' lineup of canned cocktails. Cutwater's master distiller and co-founder, Yusuf Cherney, is a hardcore fisherman. In fact, he developed Cutwater with all his favorite adventures in mind. Yusuf takes Cutwater's award-winning spirits, uses them to make real cocktails, and then puts them into cans so you can take them anywhere. It's like they were made for fishing because they were actually made for fishing. Check out their popular canned margarita made with real tequila, the zesty vodka mule, or the spicy Bloody Mary, which has some serious bite. They also make super refreshing vodka sodas in grapefruit, lime, and cucumber flavors. Just crack the can and enjoy a bar-quality cocktail even when there's no bar in sight. Back at the dock or at your evening anchorage in Catalina, Cutwater cocktails are exactly what you need for your next fishing trip. You can check out all 18 of Cutwater's canned cocktails at cutwaterspirits.com and then look for them at your local liquor store. Then go ahead and set your cocktail free. Please enjoy responsibly.
Get ready for the largest outdoor sale in our history. Saturday, November 7th, it's Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. Hi, this is Doug Kern, and we will have great savings from Daiwa on Lexa, Saltist, and Saltiga reels. A fantastic offer on the Proteus wind grip rod, too. Over 20 manufacturers reps, including Daiwa, plenty of seminars by saltwater experts, huge raffle, and most of all, incredible deals on tackle. Up to 60% off. Tackle Day at Fisherman's Landing, Saturday, November 7th. Check saltwatertackle.com.
Henry David Thoreau said, "Many men go fishing all their lives without knowing that it's not the fish they are after." Let me tell you, it's been one wild year, but one thing that still rings true is how nice it is to get out on the water. And at Fast Lane Kayaking, we have the tools to do it. Catch fish and social distance on the super stable and fully loaded fishing machine, the Hobie Pro Angler, now available with the Mirage Drive 360. Or explore our beautiful coastlines, bays, and lakes in comfort on a Hobie Compass or Passport. Or load up the car and hit the road with the inflatable Hobie i11S and kayak the stunning lakes in Eastern Sierra or wherever you can dream up. The Fast Lane team cannot begin to tell you how much we appreciate your business over the last 41 years. We are family owned and operated and always have been, and we're here to help you get on the water and spread the stoke. Check out our website at fastlanekayaking.com or stop by the shop in Dana Landing Marina right on the water in Mission Bay. Let's get out and make some memories.
Your San Diego County Ford dealer knows that vehicles are not one size fits all, and they have a variety to choose from to suit your individual wants and needs. Looking for a truck to handle both work and play? The legendary F-150 has you covered with its military-grade aluminum alloy body and high-strength steel frame and smart technology, like the available Pro Trailer Backup Assist to help you back up your boat with the turn of a dial. Or do you need a vehicle that's ready for your next adventure? The Ford Ranger is standing by. So grab your gear and let's go. This adventure-ready truck has an available terrain management system that has 4 selectable drive modes depending on what terrain you're on for optimum performance. Is an SUV more your speed? No problem. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have those too. The 2020 Ford Explorer has been completely redesigned inside and out and has available third-row power-fold seats to easily accommodate more passengers or cargo and available twin-panel moonroof to let the outdoors in. Visit buyfordnow.com to learn more or visit your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Rock Cod Rick here for West Coast Marine and Parker Boats. You see them all over Southern California waters. Parker Boats at the launch ramp, the offshore islands. You wake up in the morning on an overnight trip and there they are. Parker Boats of all size fishing in the same area as the Sporty. There's a good reason for it. Fishability and seaworthiness. Of all the boats out there, my boat partner and I chose to get a brand new 25 Parker center console from Kevin Kelly and the gang at West Coast Marine, and I could not be happier. Wow, what a fishing machine. Parker Marine builds a heavy-duty, industrial-strength boat, probably overbuilt, but that's why so many 4- and 6-pack charters choose to operate Parkers. We thank the guys at Pinnacle Sport Fishing, Seasoned Sport Fishing, One-Man Charters, Black and Blue Sport Fishing for their confidence in Parker boats. Take it from me, if you are ready for a new Parker at a fair, upfront, and honest deal, you need to see Kevin Kelly at West Coast Marine, located at 1555 Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, or check out their inventory and information at westcoastmarine.com.
Shimano has done it again. An amazing lever drag 2-speed reel at an affordable price. It's Speedmaster 2, the extremely durable, high-performance Speedmaster 2 with high maximum drag power and a smooth, ultra-wide range of drag adjustability is an absolute fish-fighting machine. Its rigid hogany body prevents misalignment of moving parts under the heaviest loads. Plus, a spare drag cam is included for optimal use with monofilament lines. The Speedmaster is now available in 4 models, 12, 16, 20, and 25. This is the perfect reel for the angler looking for a powerful, lightweight, smooth casting reel for tuna or other powerful saltwater game fish at more affordable price. Nothing in its class can match the Shimano Speedmaster 2, built to provide high-end performance and durability in a compact, lightweight frame. Get the Shimano Speedmaster 2 lever drag reel at your local Shimano dealer. Check Shimano.com for all the details.